All right, guys. Welcome to we weekly sports show. Last week will be skipped because of the while we been at the country Salone, but today we want to come and bring you some sport news and analyze issues inside the show. But remember, say inside the show today, we'll be talking to the chairman or the president for the New Southwest African Cup, Bernard, who will be telling us or will be explaining to us things they've put in place ahead of next week, next Saturday, grand finals as the Africa Cup 2023 has reached its grand final. So we'll be looking at things on how they are prepared and what are we to expect on Saturday. And also, we, we will have to talk plenty till the mix our career in English. Don't be with me. Eh? All right, inside Salone, the Salone Premier League, they carry on. Though we're not able for watcher now because they stop everybody. I hear they say anybody will get Facebook page will actually give for pay 1 million leons. But then they pay in our Facebook, so I will pay 1 million. Una country no get Salone not qualify for get monetization. So I will go get the money now for
So they
pay.
want
All
create
right,
their
and
own.
even the
They're
people
just
they pay for
playing
watch.
their
So
own.
unable for watch, but we they get some incredible news and also some bad news on the other side. We understand, say, Kwame Kwi began for put a post up yesterday after we Edwards began for playing at McKinney and a complaint with some stars fans and some officials where say began for give him some heated word and we not be happy with, and that's being get for affect him as a person, as a player. He was so disappointed with that treatment. We'll go look into that. Look at Salon players abroad as we brought away now Mustafa Bundu being get for net a goal yesterday inside Plymouth. The win 2-1 win over Portsmouth is a good one for the young lad as you know in a one player away Salon Donkey Lion. Although the last few matches he not play for we, but that's all good because he's preparing himself maybe in the other FIFA windows, we will see Bundu in the green, white, and blue shirt again. So a lot there for discuss inside the show and the Premier League. Doping team not good, me team not good. We they struggle. Manchester is Chelsea. Arsenal the bluff, but anyways, we will continue to watch. All right, then because we have the chairman here and we are also broadcasting this live on the New Southwest Africa Cup Facebook page. We'll be switching between English and Creole so people will understand because we have a lot of other people that will be listening. Welcome to the show, Dopeii.
Yes, me fambo there. That gets me Salomon at first. Una kushe, una ado, everybody. Happy to be back as always. And then to my Aussie fans, my Australians, mate. How you guys doing?
All right, Dopeii, I think you did talk to you Aussie mates them. All right, guys, keep following the page, share and like, comment. Tell us what you think about yesterday matches in the African Cup. Who was your best player in both matches in the men's semifinals? Because we broadcast both matches. So Sierra Leone won by 2 goals to 1. They fought hard to defeat Central African Republic, the guys from Canberra, and Sierra Leone was able to win the match in the extra time. While South Sudan got an easy ride over Ivory Coast with a 4-1 victory in yesterday encounter. So tell us who was your best player, what was your best moment, and what's your plan for for Saturday's grand final. But in the meantime, we have with us Bernard. Bernard, good evening and welcome to the show.
Good evening, Magdalene, and thanks for bringing me here. And evening, Michael. Thanks for bringing me here. And good evening, all our listeners and those who follow the African Cup, New South Wales, the African community, the leaders, the coaches, teams, players, and the Australian wider community as well.
Okay. It's been a while, Bernard. I think it's almost a year you've not been on this show, but welcome again. All right,
Thank you.
guys, tell us on the comment section what's your take about the this year's African Cup, the tournament. What's your best moment? It's gonna be South Sudan playing against Sierra Leone. Two tough communities, two populated community. So we don't know if the venue will be, will have enough capacity to take the fans on Saturday. We'll talk about security-wise, refereeing. As yesterday, it was classic for me. Refereeing yesterday for both matches was classic. But
It was
anyways,
amazing.
yes, let's delve into the issues now. So Bernard, it has been an amazing ride. I know you went through a lot organizing this. We used to see huge number of people behind you, but this year it's only been you, Kish, Mr. T, and few others. First, we don't want to delve into your organizing or whatever, but let's talk. How was it like organizing this year's tournament?
Magdalene, it's always tough to organize the African Cup, but because of the love, the passion, the need for us to get to higher levels, this gives us a lot of energy. So it doesn't matter who is there, who is not there. The energy is there for us to get to higher levels. As you can see, the African Cup is, getting better and better in terms of quality in the football play, in terms of publicity, in terms of marketing, in terms of media. Yeah, the referees, as you said, they were all fantastic. Everyone is happy. I can't hear any complaints, probably here and there. So, because of the love of the African community and to see our football getting to dizzy heights, because we believe the future of Australian football is here, is with us. This is going to happen in the next 10 years or so. Australia will rely much on us. We're a community-based football association, but community is very important. It helps to fill in the gaps. So yeah, we are motivated. We want to take this thing to another level. Thank you.
All right. In talking about taking it to the other level. All right. Shout out to Nicholas. Nicholas, your team lost yesterday. Next year I will be one of the referees. That's good. So Nicholas is actually undergoing his referee training and he's serious about it. He want to take it to another level. Although I have problem with his stomach. I don't like a referee with big stomach because they can't run. Yeah, you have to work on your belly. You have to stop eating all those sugar and all.
Wait
All
till
right.
this. Yeah.
But talking about the organizing itself and how hard was it? Bringing about 44 teams. When you look at the female category, the male category, which is the senior, and the other boys category for under 17, 15, 14. How hard was it? Was it difficult? Did you find fun in doing that? Staying from 8 a.m. You even go to the venue before 8, but matches start at as early as 8 till sometimes 10 at night. How was it?
For the love of the game, the community, and to see our youth doing better, you won't feel it. We love football. We are football fanatics. So you only feel it on Monday on Sunday when you are tired. But when you are going through the emotions, you really enjoy it. Because if you go to the junior streams, they play fantastic football. I enjoy watching all these juniors, under 14s, 15s, 17s, and I enjoy seeing their faces, smiling, being happy to be there. It makes me and my team feel motivated. So we don't feel the pain. We love it. We really like what we are doing.
All right. So in putting this together, what was the moment you think we can go beyond just us as Africans gathering every Saturday from early October to early December?
Sorry, Magdalene, can you come again? I didn't get that one.
Yeah, like when putting this together and watching the teams play, is there any time you realize that we can grow beyond this limit from
Yes, of
just
course.
coming here as Africans gathering for entertainment purpose to taking it into another level that will attract scouts and bigger clubs within Sydney or Australia to take some of these boys from this tournament and make them superstars?
Yeah, of course, there's a lot of work which needs to be done to attract scouts, to take these boys to another level. Already, most of these boys are being taken to play in MPO clubs. Some have gone to A League. Some are now playing for their, mother nations in Africa. There, a lot of boys have been called up who have played in our competition. Some are still playing in our competition. I don't have to mention names, but they are already representing their countries and they're doing very well there. But I think more has to be done, especially in terms of publicity, in terms of bringing this game to every corner of the world. I'm happy that Magdalene, you are even stream live these games in Sierra Leone. Obviously, there will be these games were also watched in South Sudan. So we want every corner of the world to see what we are doing. We've got a lot of good players here, a lot of energy, athleticism, so amazing. So I think more has to be done, obviously, but we need a lot of people coming in to help us, like what you are doing. You and Michael, you are doing a fantastic job to expose these our talent. Yesterday a lot of people watched the games relaxed in their homes. This is beautiful. So yeah,
Yeah.
we need more of this kind. Yeah.
All right. Okay, Bernard, I will come to you again to ask more questions, but I want to stop at this moment and say thank you to Bernard, the other Bernard, the commentator who joined us yesterday. It was fantastic. Thank you very much for your support, and the fans, the viewers can't wait to hear your voice again on Saturday. They are very pleased with what you did yesterday. You were fantastic, man. That's your game. You're on top of it. So we're expecting you to join us for the finals, as it will be good alongside you and Dopeii, whilst I'll be working on the technical side alongside Marshall. So it's going to be a huge final. Everybody reckon that, because of the two communities. When you talk about the South Sudan community, they have huge support base. The competition is playing in the heart of their community, which is in Blacktown. And the Sierra Leone
Basically,
community
the
will
home ground.
also, yeah,
Sorry,
the
I said it's
Sierra Leone
basically the home
community
ground.
also planning to bring out huge support. Even the old people are triggered now. They've been encouraged to come out because they've seen what the boys have done. To be honest, a lot of people um didn't have confidence in this team earlier prior to the tournament due to one or two issues, I wouldn't say, yeah. And from some of us did not support, some people do support. But with what the boys have done, a lot of people have now realized that they should come and rally behind them, so they will go, go as far as winning the tournament. All right, so Bana, let's talk now about Saturday. What's the plan? What are we to expect from your organization come Saturday for the finals?
Okay, you are going to expect big things. I'm not going to mention too many of them, but us with our partners who have jumped in to come and also be part of this final, unlike in the previous years, they are coming in. So we're still sitting down with them and see what exactly they're going to bring in, but they're going to be part to this. We've got 5 finals, under 14s will kick off beautiful football. We will see. And then we've got under 15s kick off, then under 17s kick off, then the women, then the men will kick off as well. So you can see we are giving the community 5 grand finals. It has never happened before, but as I said, the African Cup continues to grow. It's from one level to another, but the place will be a carnival. Besides what you have already said, Magdalene, that the two communities have got a lot of people. And I was speaking to the leaders of those communities. They are planning to bring in lots of people, and there'll be a lot of culture um exposure there. They want to bring all their cultures. So there will be a clash of culture as well, the South Sudanese culture and the Sierra Leone culture. And I think I don't want to say much now, but like what I said, us and our partners were working together to bring this African Cup Grand Final to make it one of the best ever, because they are going to be working with us on this one. But I don't want to say much at the moment since we are still discussing. So,
Okay.
in terms of football, obviously, we are going to watch really good football. There's no doubt
All right.
about it. From
Mr.
All
Banner
right.
is showing
We've
people the
had
good
that,
stuff.
Bernard. Okay, so let me turn the mic to you now, Dopeii. Dopeii, you've heard from Bernard, and you've been around the tournament. You've been supportive, and you've been one of the commentators. You know, my original commentator, the OG commentator before Bernard joined us yesterday, and you've been
You have to give the
supportive
man, have to
through
give the
this
man his
show.
flowers.
And what's your take? How will you assess this year's African Cup in Sydney, Australia?
Yeah, first of all, Maggie, like you said, we just want to thank the other banner yesterday for jumping on board on the team and giving us a helping hand. He's amazing, man. The guy, I was just so captivated by what he was doing. It was flawless. It's like, you woke up and he just started going. And he's an inspiration to see somebody be that good in the community, especially having Africans that step up and do different types, that it makes our community. We have options, so we don't have to bring in other people to do things like this. So thank you very much from yesterday. But yeah, in the tournament, look, I'm someone that enjoys the community. I'm a very community person, and obviously Mr. Bernard and his team, regardless if they're smaller or bigger, they keep improving every year. You know what I mean? In terms of the organization, in terms of like setting it together. I think, I don't know, maybe they sit down and have, meetings and say, what can we fix? What can we make better? Last year we were complaining about the referees, and he said, okay, let's fix it. And he's this year the referees have been a lot better. Obviously there's been some controversial moments, but that's, again, if it's sport. If there's no controversial, then it's not sport. There's nothing. But the referees have been improved a lot from last year. So I think Mr. Banner and his team they're basically paying attention to the community and the needs of the people, so they can provide these things so people like us can spend our Saturdays. Because when you go there, you don't even feel like, you're away from work, away from home, or you're idle, even though some of us just go there to support and show love. It's because it's so well organized and it's so welcoming, and it's a community program. So everyone that you go there, everyone is just there spending time with, and also you meet other people from different parts of Africa that we don't even know. So it's a platform for us to meet and greet. It's a platform for us to update each other, get knowledge from different parts of countries that we don't even knew that existed, because Australia is a multicultural country. So this is an opportunity for us to keep building and keep extending our ideas of how Africa is and the cultures of different parts of Africa. This is how we come together. And also the good thing about it is we also invite people that are not African. So you don't have to be African to be part of this. Everyone is welcome. And then these people come in and they see our world. They're so captivated of how united we are. They I was like, oh, this exists. There's Africans like this. We're coming together. We're playing football. We're having fun. We're showing love. We're showing support. And then it's amazing, that Mr. Barnard is, somebody that's at the forefront to push this through. And I just want to say thank you for that as well. I know Saturday is going to be an amazing day. Like you said, it might be a festival or carnival. I can't wait. I even take day off work. I say I can't miss it. So obviously I'll be there to see what you guys got planned and what you guys got to offer.
All right. Keep listening. It's Michael Dopeii. Dopeii got the vibes. All right. So Dopeii, throughout your watch time in the tournament and commentating, what was your best moment, and which of the matches you think caught your eyes?
For me, honestly, the eye-opening team is Central Africa. Like I was saying yesterday, those boys, they come from Canberra. They travel almost 3 hours every Saturday to come and play that tournament. It's not easy, man. Driving 3 hours, coming and playing 90 minutes of football, and then driving another 3 hours back home. It shows heart, courage, and passion. And for them to make it that far, playing semi-final against one of the giants of this tournament, which is Sierra Leone. We all know back in the days it was Sierra Leone, Ghana, back and forth, back and forth. Now you've got South Sudan, you got the likes of, obviously Ghana is still there. You've got Sierra Leone, Ivory Coast is kind of coming back, and then obviously the boys from Canberra, the Central Republic, they did a fantastic job making it that far. So it's a team, it's a tournament where the favorites are always going to be the favorites, but there's always going to be a team that's going to upset. Last year we saw Zimbabwe making it to the final, which was amazing. So it's like things like this that we see that there's always a team or a country that's going to come here and make us, be on the edge of our feet, because we don't expect these things to happen. We always want the favorite countries to make it into the final or win the tournament, because it's expected of them, because they have all the good players, they've got talent, they've got good management. But you got people that sometimes they just want to work twice as hard as the people that have the talent, and sometimes hard work gets you to that place. And that's what happened yesterday for the Central African boys. I think for me, they were my favorite team in the tournament. I enjoyed watching them, the way they united and came together and partake in it. Obviously, as a Sierra Leonean, I'm supporting my people and my boys next weekend. But at the same time, I'm not gonna be biased. I'll just I say the best man win.
All right. Yeah. For me, I think I was impressed with Ivory Coast. No one thought they could have even crossed the group stage. Knowing that, knowing their past, like the previous years, they've not been on top of situation. They've not been playing their A game. But seeing them coming as far as the semis was a big plus for them. So I think they were phenomenal, but it's just that the South Sudanese side was heavier, and they got better players and players with who are more skillful. That was why they dominated them yesterday. But anyways, Nico, I was texting you last Friday so we can have a chat on Facebook, but you didn't reply me. Check your Facebook message. I sent you a message. All right. So we're gonna talk things about Sierra Leone. Now we'll come back to the Africa Cup, but let's delve into issues in Sierra Leone. Dopeii, number one issue, we see one of our superstars, Kwame Kui, is not happy at all after he played a football match in Makeni, and that was against Husum Stars yesterday. He came to Facebook and complained about him being attacked verbally by supporters and yeah, supporters of Husum Stars, he says, and it wasn't happy at all. It wasn't happy, and he has to put something. I'm trying to get the post up um from Kwame. All right, I think I got it now. Let me see if we can share this on the screen. Let's see here. All right. So this is what Kwame said. What he wrote on his Facebook page after the match. He said, "Football is all about love, respect, but what I had today in McKinney Usum Stars is unacceptable for a team, assistant coach, and team doctor all over the stands. People were abusing my parents, and that's why I walked off before the substitution. And one particular person who was sitting beside the match commissioner says something which I had, and I responded to him, sit down and mind your business. He also spoke to the referee to give me red card. And then he tagged SLFA. We need protection in all costs. It's not safe for us as a player. Coming back home to play is not a bad idea, but some of us need to be respected." Dopeii, Kwame is one of Sierra Leone player who has played across the world. He's been playing professional football before returning. He's played in places like Israel, it's yes, Saudi. He's been playing around Iceland and all, and now he's at home playing for Old Edwardians. But it seems that he met some group of fans who were very much hostile with him yesterday, and also some um officials, as he alleged, from Usum Stars. What do you think about this situation attacking players whilst on the pitch?
Yeah, Maggie. It's not good. It's not good because, like, think about it. This is somebody that's represented the nation or the country in international football. He's got international football on his belt. He's played, like he said, he's played across the globe, in various countries, putting Sierra Leone on the map. Because every time he plays for his club, he's representing Sierra Leone. And for him to come back and decide to partake in the nation's Premier League and gets treated like this. That's not, like, things like this is an example for other players say for example, Mustafa Bundu don't career. One come back for Carita. Let's let play. Let play at the National League. Will come because this kind of thing and they not fine. Where somebody they go disrespect the guy. Like he's doing it because if you have to do it, he can go back to America or Israel or wherever he wants to go and play. He can go play Park League or not or league, whatever league it is, and just enjoy in football. He decided to come back now for play football and enjoy and spend some time and to be closer to his family and friends. And then this kind of treatment and they're not fine. At this Salome, you need for stop for do this because then they give you enticing thing there, and they will not do well in a national team. Will begin complain because all this thing it starts from home. All the thing that it starts from home. Disrespecting players like this. This is not plum, but they will not represent the country. The last Nations Cup, Kwame Cube didn't have the team, and it was one of the key players for what will
Yeah,
make
it
a
was a,
laugh.
it was a starter. It was an
Yeah,
influential
it
man
was
in
one of the
squad.
key players who will make an offer. Now the guy say one can play. What's not the difference? So what if they play for all the audience? Now country, now the team. What are they
Yeah,
a team? And decide for play for them. So we need for stop
yeah.
for the treatment.
That was Kwame Kwi point of view and side of the story. We haven't had yet from any of the Usum stars. Like we not got any official statement from Usum
We don't
stars
comment.
yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, so but from the comment section, some people say your best revenge yesterday to those supporters is to work very hard and score a goal to silence them. I hope next time you overcome such challenges and be a professional footballer. But such behavior you put on yesterday is unprofessional, bro. I hope you learn from your mistake. Wait for them at home. Ask your fans to insult the whole squad, more of their coach and best player. Let the game be 1-1. So this fan is asking for a revenge. Q10
Yes.
because you are not Q7 again. Your behavior yesterday against Wusum Stars game, you did not behave like a senior player who have played at national and international level. How can you leave the field like that without the notice of the referee and at the same time you hit the entrance door? But you are very lucky if you continue this behavior. That is the end of your football career. So there's a lot of back and forth. And first, before commenting, I don't mean that shallow thinking. All right, someone says you deserve no respect, bro. You deserve no respect, bro. Your utterances towards match official in today's encounter in McKinney was never a good example for a star like you. Learn to respect others, and in turn, you will be respected. Salome proud because you play overseas, no mean say you not for respect match
Hmm. I
officials.
don't begin.
So,
I
like
don't
I said,
begin.
Dopeii, you get a lot
Yeah, yeah.
of
There's two sides
people.
to every story.
Yeah, I think some of the fans been there. Whatever happened during the match in football pitch, let it go after the match. You guys should shake hands together. Don't come outside again and extending issues to fans. You know Sierra Leone's current situation. Quickly they classify McKinney people in other way. Only God knows, but fans need to change. K- KQ is a great player who has suffered for the national team. So please let all respect and encourage him. Brother Kwame Kwi, please put that one at the back of your mind. Continue to give your best to the team. All the best. Do not support Kwame Kwi. Do not support Q7. You guys are not present in the game. Someone you should respect. Leaders for your respect, not because you are a star or particular a football player. So you need no respect for officials. That is wrong. Please, guys, let's we learn. All right, this one is upside down, but anyways, so that's it, Dopey. Like you say, um, someone say, man, you deserve it all. You should have given the red inside the pitch of play, but the referee hesitates because of you are once a professional player. What you did today is unprofessional. Man, please be careful and patient. So yeah, that's it. That's the point of view. A lot of people, it divides. Some people they on inside, other people they at the other end. But to be honest, if thing like that happen, I prefer the player continue for play until then change him rather than walking off
Yeah,
the
that side,
pitch.
that side, is wrong. That side, obviously, that side, not disrespect to the game, not to so say to the fan them, and more to the game. They walk out without the referee knowledge. They're not changing. You just want to walk out. Yeah, we get it. Say it upsets. It's a moment where emotions are flying. So obviously that moment, at that moment, say Kwame, emotions, a fly, and you can't control how you're feeling. But you still have to respect that you're in a football match. You still have to respect that there's laws. You still have to respect that there's a game going on. So even if you want to be subbed off, just tell your management staff or whoever is in charge of the game, the coach or whoever, say please take me off because right now emotionally I'm not in the game. Will not just walk off like that there because you're disrespecting the game, not to the fans there. You forget about the fans there, but just think about the football pitch. And the thing is, the best saying where Salomon can talk, if now overseeing they not gonna do that kind of thing day. True, that's not wrong. True, because if you do that in a, let's say, a high level team where they play overseas, there's a high, you must be disciplined, regardless if you're in the right or the wrong. That part there, you do wrong because you're not supposed to do that day.
Yeah. Okay. For sure, player needs protection. Yes, of course. But the McKinney field gets a fence right around, and as compared to other pitch, the way that they play in a free throw, way the fans and they close to the players. Yes, indeed, the players need for be protected. But also, um, Kelvin, it happened at the game between Usum Stars and OLED Wardians yesterday. I think so. Na McKinney, and so I think Kwame Bin gets people who attack him verbally. Not a physical attack like touching or physical fight, but verbally they attack him. According to him, he alleged they abusing parents, and even from the coaching staff of Fusum Stars, the assistant coach and the team doctor, also abusing parents, and people at the stand also abusing parents. And he also alleged that somebody from Webi Sidonia, the match commissioner, also use words them where instead bigger for react response to make a mind in business. Yeah, we not been dated, but according to people will be there at the pitch from viewers or spectators, them get their own side of the story and then self don't tell their own story. And it's quite complicated at the moment. So it calls for investigation. I think the FA should investigate this and take further actions against those people. We've seen in Europe they will ban fans not to watch match for 3 or 4 seasons. Sometimes they will even fine them. Dopeii, what do you think the FA should do in terms of setting up an investigation? Investigative panel and look into this matter to make sure they find out the truth from both sides. And we've
Ah,
not heard from Usum Stars since
yeah,
yesterday.
yeah, yeah. So it's an interesting thing. Like in terms of the league now, the country, the fans. I get the passion. I get the passion. They want to get involved. Coming out and showing that love and support to their own team. But there shouldn't be a thing where you disrespect the player in a way of according to what happened, say threats or things were said about his family, and his family was in attendance. So then guy they're not fine because they throw it off. But even if you put disciplining act to the fan there, it has to be a wall. Like the thing is, if you do it for Usum style, you need to do it for everybody. So the FA need to find a solution for really make sure the fans they know them place respectfully put them in the right position. That pit invasion or insulting players or assaulting referee or all anything, and they need to stop. So they need to come up with a formula or solution so the fans and know say your job as a fan is to support and show love to your team. It's not to go and
Okay.
insult the other team's family or friends or whoever.
All right. All right. Kelvin, this incident happens in Sierra Leone, in the Sierra Leone National League, the top flight league, which is the Sierra Leone Leon Rock Premier League. That was where the incident happened in one of the top matches in the northern region of the country, where the Northern Giants, Usum Stars, hosted the Old Edwardians Football Club, and that was what happened yesterday. It doesn't happen here in Sydney. Kevin thought this thing happened here in between Sierra Leone and the Central Africa game. Yeah, we saw it, but those fans we are just celebrating yesterday. All right, let's come back to Bernard. Bernard, so from yesterday matches, people were so impressed. Tell us a little bit about your in terms of preparing. Last year we saw a like drum beating before the finals. Are we expecting any display of the
Nice,
African
yeah, nice
heritage?
ceremony.
Yeah.
Yeah. Thanks, Magdalene. This year we expect to do more. Like what I say, we are planning for a carnival, so we are going to see more of these things happening, and
So should we come with
more.
our beds and camp beds or chairs because it's a carnival? Our
Yes,
umbrellas and
yeah,
all.
you have to, and we are going to be more. We are going to Africanize it more. Like what I said, I don't want to divulge much at the moment because we're still having some negotiations, and we have reached an advanced stage. But I don't want to jeopardize most of our preparations by divulging information from the background. But I understand that this year is gonna be even bigger and more Africanized. So
Okay.
that's what we want to do. We
All
want
right.
to
So
make it final.
from the look of things, how will you rate this year tournament in terms of fans attendance, spectators attendance? Do you think more people turn out this year as compared to last year, or it's just the same, or the competition has reached in a particular stage where um, the venue is getting smaller?
The venue is always a little bit smaller, but this year we got more people coming. If you remember, if you were there, the Ghana Sierra Leone match was well attended. Normally Sierra Leone matches were getting a bit, a few people before, but look at what happened in that match. Then there was one Ghana Zimbabwe match. It was well attended. Then obviously the South Sudanese matches are well attended all the time. I can see more and more, fans coming. Young people there was a time when the African Cup we had lost the young, and we are seeing more and more elderly people coming as well. There was a time when the African Cup we had lost the elderly, but they're also coming. We are seeing more of them coming. So to tell the truth, we are getting more and more fans. And when we talk about the African Cup, let's also talk about the juniors as well and the women, not just concentrate on the men. You can see the
Yeah,
juniors.
we'll come to that because I'll have to
Okay,
ask you about them
okay, no
as
problem.
well.
No,
Yeah.
no, okay.
But Dopeii, looking at the tournament itself, we saw early exits of the defending champions and last year champions and the runners up. Both of them exit early. Was that a coincidence, or uh, is it something that people were expecting, or it just happens because other teams improve this year?
I think like to touch on that, I think it's probably, to be honest, I think everybody was just more prepared. Every year, every team, watching the tournament, you can see every team that's involved every year steps up in terms of preparation. Because back in the days before, a team like Sierra Leone or Ghana, because those were the teams that used to play it consistently, they can win it 2-3 years back to back. You know what I mean? And even South Sudan, which is one of the greatest teams right now in this tournament, it's hard for them to win a back to back because teams are prepared every year. Every year, teams are more prepared and ready to play the tournament. Players are more, the coaches are more in time. So it's getting more involving. So they're involving coaches, they're involving medical teams, they're getting technical. So it's just not just coming and playing. It's not like before where you just show up, you put your boots on, you wear your shin pads, and you play. It's
Yes,
professional.
the only thing we're missing now is African referees, but we get in there
Yeah,
because people like Nico
it's
and
it's it's professional, and it's to people, to like people like me. And also the thing that I like is the youths are getting involved, the women are getting involved. It's not just, like Mr. Bernard said, we're not just focusing on the men. No, we have under, I think there's stuff from under 14, Mr. Bernard.
Yeah.
Yeah, all the way to 17. So that's amazing. I remember when I was 17 years old, I was playing in the men's league. But now you have an opportunity to play in your own league and showcase your skill at that age, which is amazing. So you don't have to be bullied playing against grown men. You can play against people your age. So yeah, I think teams are more prepared. The defending champions and obviously the runners up, I think sometimes, being a defending champion, to be honest, you can get a bit cocky and be like, we can win it again, things like that. So I think maybe they underestimated the competition this year. They might go. That's why they may have a shock. They had a shock in the group stage because they did get a defeat in the group stage, and obviously, I think with that defeat, send them off on a spiral, which they got knocked out in the round. I think the quarterfinals. So, but that doesn't mean that they count out. They will come back next year. They'll regroup, and then obviously they'll fight. This tournament is all about fighters. They're gonna come back. They're gonna fight, and they're gonna obviously try and make their name and try and make it into the final. It's not over for them. It's just this year. It's all about the two finalists, which is obviously South Sudan and Sierra Leone.
Yeah, but I think it was also good because two of the teams that played yesterday were part of the last four. Was it part? Were they? Yes, I think Central African Republic and that of South Sudan. South
Mm,
Sudan was knocked out last season, and Central African Republic as well as Sudan, and they were part of the last eight before the last four and all. All right. So someone is asking about the result. If it's for the Sierra Leone Premier League, yesterday Usum Stars had a draw with Old Edwardians 0-0. FC Calon also um, had a draw with Port Authority 1-all. Babure Warriors won 2-1 against Khalifa FC. Kaula Rangers had a 1-0 victory over Freetown City FC. If it's in the African Cup in Sydney, Australia, Sierra Leone had a 2-1 victory over Central African Republic, and South Sudan won by 4 goals to 1 against Ivory Coast. We'll come to the women's and junior category, which Bernard will tell us now. Bernard, let's have the stories from you about the boys and the girls in this year's tournament.
Thanks, Magdalene. Thanks, Michael. This is revolutionary because if I start with the juniors, what the juniors are doing now is besides themselves and getting to love the tournament, they bring a mom, they bring a dad, a sister, an aunt, a brother, a niece, a nephew. So if you come in the morning, they say 8 o'clock, the whole park is packed. You can't get parking, and it's also bring people from other communities, which is good. We are well integrated, we are multicultural, we allow these people to come and enjoy our culture, enjoy what Africans can do in terms of culture, in terms of football. Like we said before when we came into this job, that we want them to come to us, and they're actually coming to us, which is good for the tournament. It's now well known across the country, which is good. So that's what the junior tournament is doing, besides making these kids love our tournament early. And these are the kids who feed into senior teams in the next 10 years or so. And also when we come to women, same thing is happening. Women are coming, we showing gender equality, and they are enjoying themselves as well. Young, the old are coming. So we are happy with this. We are now um I don't know how to describe it, but we are now one big family. It's not only
Okay.
men. Yeah.
All right. So talking about the junior tournament, who are the finalists, and why do you think those teams make it to the finals?
Okay. In the under 14s is Zimbabwe, South Africa. 15 Zimbabwe, South Sudan. 17 Zimbabwe, South Africa. I think it's about preparation. It's about dedication. It's about the people who are running these junior teams. Most of them, they have their children playing, so they put a lot into it. Yeah, and they are all connected. They know where to get the players as
All right.
well.
So in this year's tournament, we see Zimbabwe, South Africa, and Sierra Leone for the first time participating or competing in the junior tournament. So it's a good news for Sierra Leone because they have three teams in these finals playing on Saturday. So how important is this for the young generation, bringing them together? I know you've told us they've been bringing their parents around, but how important is for the young generation, and how will they integrate into their senior teams in the future?
It's important for them. One, it keeps them off the streets, which means they won't be doing mischievous things. And two, it helps them to keep playing, and that makes them, better and better, because as young people, they need to play football every day, every time, to get to improve. But what we did is, all junior players will be allowed to play for their senior teams. It's just we allow 5 of them to play at any time. The senior
Okay.
teams, when they register their players here, they don't need to register. These ones, as long as they are registered to the junior teams here.
Okay. So is there any program for them aside from this competition? Now the African Cup will climax on Saturday coming on the 9th of December. After that, what next for the juniors? Are we just leaving them to go into their wall, or is there a program that the Africa Cup want to put in place to monitor these talents and just ensure that they give them the kind of footballing schooling they need for them to become the next generation that will be watching in 3, 4, 5 years to come?
First and foremost, we want to gather all talented young people, juniors, make them one star team, and try to play teams in the Premier League or A League. So that's what we are trying to do. Then, as if it's successful, we'll try to monitor these kids and try to probably train them here and there. We've got expert coaches in the African Cup, so we will invite these coaches to come and help the kids as they grow into mature
Okay.
players. Yeah.
All right, we'll come to the women's. But Dopeii, what do you think about the juniors? Like you said, they're lucky, and during your youth days, you used to play as a 17-year-old for a senior side. Now, I just asked Bernard about plans. Is there any plans? In your case, what do you think they should do to keep these boys going and get them? I know it's the responsibility of their parent to monitor them, but how will we sell out their talent to bigger academies, bigger clubs, to get them going, to get them into the football system in Australia?
I think obviously with them playing in this tournament, if I'm not mistaken, there are some scouts that will come and watch the boys in the morning, the junior boys, to some of them can play in the Premier League. You got teams like Sydney United, Bankstown City Lions, Bankstown Berries, Blacktown Spartans, Blacktown City. So you got teams like that look for junior talent that can go into those programs. So when the African Cup is over, these boys can go into those programs and continue, because the Australian League or the Premier Youth League goes for, I think, about 6 months. So it's a long extent. The African Cup goes for about, if I'm not mistaken, from October to, so almost 2.5 months. So these boys go there, showcase the talent. People can go, scouts can go, clubs can go, send players to go watch these boys. Obviously sign them, and whoever doesn't make it, there's also local leagues. These boys can register in the local leagues depending on what area they live in and play local football just to maintain the skills. And obviously, like Mr. Banner was saying, they can put together a super team for the under 17, under 14. They can play against the likes of like the Sydney FC on the 17 and the Western Sydney on the 17. And then that will give them, because I know when they used to do it in the past where they had the senior boys African Cup All Star team play against the Sydney FC or the Western Sydney, some of the boys actually end up playing for Sydney FC and Western Sydney because they got the opportunity through those programming and through those games. Some of the boys actually end up representing those clubs that they played against. So I think there's a lot of programs that's coming in place. Obviously, it's hard to maintain it throughout the year, but in the short periods that we have, we're trying to make sure, or Mr. Banner's trying to make sure, these boys get as best opportunity as they can in that short window. So when this tournament is over, it's not everybody that goes back and sit on the couch and just be watching TV. They're very active in their communities, or they're active playing for, like I mentioned, the Sydney United, the Sydney FCs, and the Blacktown Cities.
Okay. So, Bana, is there any plan for that scene, like the All Stars, the Africa Cup All Stars, getting the attention of the bigger clubs again to play like a friendly match, just to draw their attention to the talents that have been playing through the tournament? Your mic.
Yes, yeah. The plans are afoot, and we'll see how we go once we finish the tournament. The good thing now, the tournament is finishing a little bit earlier, so it gives us with a little bit of time, before Xmas, then into the new year. Yeah, we'll try and see if that can happen, but it's on the
Okay.
cards. Mm.
All right, that will be fine. Okay. Someone is asking how you see the performance of all teams in this Leon Premier League. Like I said earlier, we haven't had the chance of watching the matches because there is no way, there is no live streaming like before. Yeah, we not get chance for look the match again. We not get any chance. So I don't get what analyze to you,
So
except me
even
boys they
we
only
not
don't
allow for
talk.
Steam. Hey Maggie, we better not allow for
Yeah, we
Steam
have to
again.
pay like one of my boys told me like we have to pay 1 million leons a match if we want for stream.
And then
That
gladly.
that's what AKK of the Premier League board told them, and I was like, wow, we're just trying to help. Come on, guys. All right, that's it for them. We will continue for watch Premier League now. Yeah. Okay, so we continue with the show like much noted for talk about Salone. But we beach volleyball team go into competition for the Olympic qualifier and then do extremely well. I had they finish in the top four for play semifinals or so for the qualification. Dopeii, what do you think about that, and how you think say these other sport don't they impress, don't they become impressive rather than the all football attention what they get, but the smaller sport they really perform well, but they know they get the attention where they need.
Yeah, this is not we could talk about almost every time. The small sports there, or federation or association, whatever you want to call it. They need the attention and the love, because now we don't see beach volleyball don't go do something spectacular. Trying to make it into the Olympic, getting that qualification for the Olympic Games. It's just funding, guys. Like whoever is in charge, whoever can support, just donate the funds into the right channels, and you see those little sporting teams will come back with medals, will come back with glory, will come back with putting their best performance. We love football. Salon and football country. I know they never take away from the country. Football are number one. Everybody's a big kicker.
No more
But not
naming.
to but not to the
I
only money for good. That's the only money for good.
football will not win the Nations Cup.
No winning, not only money for go. Get all that team never going for put the money back. So at least they one day we will not say we not like they go win something for Ugo Gladly. You don't need for like they go they win something. So like I think we just need to whoever the minister will need to come out with a budget or a structure for at least give this other federation a little bit of funding. You can still put all the attention on the national league and obviously the national team, but you can give some love to athletics, cricket, cycling, swimming, volleyball. Now we get rugby, we get weightlifting or powerlifting, judo. We have so many sports, so many federations in the country, and they're all lacking of funding. Not to say the funding not there, but I think they just need to spread out this funding so these other these other athletes can have the chance to represent their country at a higher level, can have the chance to medal at the international level. Because anytime somebody go out with South football, we go for who represent Salone. It's either they count medal or them place or they just get knocked out. Look cricket, for example, the women's. Look the boxing. That will where we go to Senegal. So like we have the talent, we have the potential. We just need the backing. We need these people to be backed so they can continue to do what they love and continue to do what they're good at.
All right. Okay, I'll continue to follow the show and we do talk about the Africa Cup if you didn't at Salone. And if you're Australia, we are talking about the Africa Cup and sporting information from Sierra Leone, trending sporting issue. Nothing much this week, but it is what it is, and a lot of sporting events will be happening in December. And Dopeii Michael will be going
I will tell you why. I'm gonna be a broadcaster.
Dope will be competing in the 100-meter dash and 200-meter in Sierra Leone. Hopefully 200-meter, but 100-meter is
I'm gonna ride you for
confirmed.
100.
100 is confirmed, and Michael will be on the
If they
track
put if they put 60,
December
not a problem.
26th.
If they put 60, not a problem. But 200, it's too far.
All right. Okay, Michael, he don't put 200. So
I don't put
it's
200 a long
confirmed
time.
for 100 meters in the National Boxing Day sport. It's an annual sporting event for athletics in Sierra Leone, and we
I'm
are
not
giving
interested
him
in
our
that size.
support, and we expect Michael to do the best because he's representing the entire Australia. But then
Yeah, I don't
today,
put pressure
we
for
are
real.
focusing this show to the Africa Cup because we only have a week to wait for another October to get started. All right, Bana, let's talk now about the women. You are so curious about the women. You always want them to be side by side with the men. And you've succeeded for the past 3 years. It's been an amazing tournament in the women's category. Again, Sierra Leone, the 2 times champion, are into the finals. Let's talk about the women. Um, what's what will you say about the performance of the teams, and why do you think Sierra Leone keep dominating? Even though they haven't won this year tournament yet, there might be. I think they went into the final with Egypt. Is that so? Are they
Yep,
playing Egypt? Yeah.
yep, they
So
are.
yeah, so it was first Ghana and then South Sudan, and now they'll be playing Egypt in this year's final. Why do you think Sierra Leone keep dominating, and what's your take about the women's category this year?
Okay, Sierra Leone, they've got quality players and a good coach too, who is dedicated, who understands the football. So yeah, those are the three main reasons why they keep on dominating. And obviously, they love it. They put in a lot of passion. So yeah, with the women football, we are happy where we are at because it started in 2018 when we had a final at Lily's Park, Lily's Little Stadium. We just wanted women to play, 11 versus 11, but it didn't happen. They ended up playing a small-sided game. Then the following year, two teams came up. We had to borrow the Afghans to come and play Congo. Then the following year, it was Zimbabwe, Congo. Then the following year, more teams came. And we can see this year we've got 7 teams, which is quite good. It's hard to grow women football because of the cultural barriers, cultural issues, but we'll continue knocking on the doors. We'll continue working hard to make sure that we also have more teams there. If we can have 10 teams, that would be better. So we can continue encouraging other teams in the African Cup to bring women football. But we are happy
All
with
right.
the progress.
Okay, so is there any improvement this year with regards the amount of registered team and the quality of play?
Yeah, certainly the quality of play is quite high this year, and there's an improvement in number of teams. And yeah, the quality is very high. Next year, we just want to make sure that they play more games as well, because this year some of them are complaining about the number of games, but there were a lot. Well, they played what? How many? They played 6 games, and the finalists will play 7, which is quite good. Yeah, but we hope to grow this tournament to about 12 teams. That would be great if we can have 12
Okay.
teams. Yeah.
All right. Okay. So like you have 20 senior male teams, but only 6 or 7 in the women's category. Do you think the other team should do more in terms of getting girls from their community to get involved so that there'll be like a balance in terms of having, enough teams to play in this particular division?
Yeah, actually, we encourage teams to go back to their community, dive deep to get more players and get them interested to play as well. So yeah, like what I said, the cultural barriers also need to be broken down. But so far we've done very well, but we need more. So we have to be talking to the
Yeah,
teams.
I know it's for Africa. The tournament is for Africa, but are you encouraged by the numbers of other communities? I don't want to call names or mention color here. Color. Are you impressed or encouraged by the numbers of players from other communities infiltrating the women's division in the African Cup?
I'm really impressed. This can help us to grow the tournament. You need to go to those communities who are now taking women soccer seriously. This can help us to grow it in our own communities as well. I'm really happy about that.
All right. All right, stay with us, Bernard. We'll come back to you. But Dopeii, let's look now at the grand final on Saturday. Sierra Leone playing South Sudan. I want to take you into technical perspective now. Technically, if you are if you are one of those big technical people like football technicians, uh,
I'm
or
a Chelsea
what would I
supporter.
say?
Chelsea not technical. Haman power.
Football pundit, what do you think will happen on Saturday? Who do you think will go home with the trophy? And
It's gonna be
why?
it's gonna be a good game because if you look at it in the technical aspect, South Sudan they love playing with the ball, controlling. They play off possession, they play off the counter. The wingers are very quick. They play from wide. They also they can play in the middle, but I've noticed that they use a lot of their wingers, which the wingers carry the ball and cut into the strikers and the number 10. And the thing is, the number 10 and the striker always happens to be in the right position for the finish. So, and you have Sierra Leone, which is very, very physical and very strong. From the defense to the attack, all the boys play with high and passion. I know South Sudan is going to have more of the ball, and Sierra Leone is happy to play. Also, they can play on the counter. You got the likes of Ibi Elias Bunjuban. He's got pace. You've got Akram in the middle, who's very skillful. Somebody that can, we saw yesterday, can just make something happen out of nowhere. So it's gonna be a skillful game versus a physical game. And I think if the Sierra Leone boys just bring that physique to the South Sudanese boys, it's going to be a very interesting. I don't want to predict the winner because I ate my words yesterday when we were watching the match. I think I'm going to leave the prediction to whoever wins. But like I said, the South Sudanese boys, they play a very fast football, using their flanks a lot. And then the number 10 always, and the strikers are always at the right place for the finish. If you watched the game yesterday against Ivory Coast, they had a number 11, very skillful young talent boy, was playing amazing football on the left hand side, was cutting in, playing it to his striker. I think he scored, I think, 2 goals as well. So they've got young talent, South Sudan. The thing I love about them is they're encouraging the youth, the young boys in their community to be part of it. And these boys are always putting 150%, not even 110%. They're putting 150%, and you can see the crowd that come and support them. I always say South Sudan brings the crowd. When you see them, they're playing. When you see the crowd, it's South Sudan. South Sudan is playing. It doesn't matter if they're playing in field 7 or field 10. They'll pack it out. They'll pack it out. They'll come. They'll show love. They'll show support, and that's what it's all about. Showing love and support to their community. They play as one, and it's gonna be an amazing football. And Sierra Leone, it's a team that the past 5 years, like I was saying, has dropped off. They've dropped off in the past 5 years. They've gone and regrouped, and brought in some key players to kind of put them in the position that they are today. Obviously, going into the final on Saturday coming. So it's good to see Sierra Leone back into the limelights. Delivering amazing football also in the tournament. Obviously, having a draw against Ghana in the group stage was something that everyone thought that it was one of the, obviously being the Giants, it was a hard game for them, so it was a draw, and that probably people thought that might be a hiccup in their games. And then the game against I think it was Madagascar, the boys from Mauritius, sorry, they played a very good game against Sierra Leone. Obviously, Sierra Leone came out on top, but they gave them a run for their money.
So
So
do
it's
you
going to
think
be a
they were
very
a bit lucky this season?
a little bit, but they managed to back it up a little bit. You know, obviously that game against Congo in you know going into penalty shootouts, I think maybe that might have woken them up as well. And I think the game on Saturday, to be honest, I think they went into that game with a little bit of cockiness against Central Africa, thinking that they might beat them, and Central Africa gave them a fight. Obviously they scored first, Central Africa leading the game for the first 20 minutes, and then Bonjoman with that beautiful goal, amazing assist from Akram coming in and scoring, and obviously the game with South Sudan and Ivory Coast. Like we said, Ivory Coast is another team that also dropped off into the limelight in the past couple of years. They're coming back and regrouping, and it was an interesting game, but obviously there was no match for the South Sudanese boys netting in 4 goals. You can tell those boys are ready, they're passionate. I think they're out for revenge. Getting knocked out last year by Zimbabwe in the in the semi-final. Yeah, I think they're out for revenge, guys. So it's gonna be, watch out, watch out. These boys are not playing. I think they really want to win it again this year.
Yeah.
It's a rectified moment for them. So it's going to be very interesting Saturday.
All right. So Sierra Leone will be playing three finals for the women, the junior, and the senior men's side. Do you think Sierra Leone will grab all trophies, or there will be a huge fight in some of these categories?
It will be amazing. It will be I think it will be a first time ever. It will be a first time ever for one country to knit three major tournaments and winning all three and across age groups. I think the women, I don't want to be cocky as well in the women, because I know Egypt women are coming, they put up a fight. Obviously they've made it that far. So obviously if Sierra Leone women do win the final, it'll be, correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Banner, the first time a team or a country has won it 3 times in a row. I don't know if it's happened before, but it will be the first time. So the women are phenomenal in that aspect. So congratulations to the women if they do win that final on Saturday against Egypt. Also, it's good that, like I said, when we were the young ones coming up playing in this tournament, we didn't have the opportunity to play in our age group. We had to play with the senior boys, and obviously being young, there's physicality is a massive difference. So the fact that these boys are playing in the age group and made it to a final, it's a tremendous in the limelight. And obviously, congratulations and kudos to the community, the Sierra Leone community, to putting together, these amazing young talents come together and play in this tournament. So I think the boys probably they have a chance as well.
Yeah,
Obviously, I haven't.
obviously it's a funny scenario. Different people managing different things, but that's a
Yeah, I
case for
haven't had
another
the
day.
opportunity to watch the youngsters play, but I've heard a lot about them showcasing their talent. So yeah,
Okay.
it's gonna be interesting. If it does happen, Mr. Bernard, I think you have to make us a plaque or something.
True, true,
All
true.
right. Okay, so we are with the finals on Saturday and see what will happen. Kaji Pizzo said, "New boys versus giant of the past." Oh, who is the giant of the past? Who are the new boys? He's referring
I,
to the
I,
match
I think
between.
he means you boys, Sierra Leone versus. Oh, no, 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 no. South Sudan versus
The
Sierra
giant
Leone.
of the
Yeah.
past.
Sierra
Yeah,
Leone
it's
being the
correct. It's
giant of the
correct.
past.
It's
Yeah.
correct. We
Yeah.
are the giants of the past.
All right. Okay. So, very important one. Is it going to be a free for all match, or people have to like pay something to witness the final, or it's going to be just normal, like the same? You come in, first come, first in, and you have a seat, or you stand by the perimeter and watch.
No, no, no. Definitely no one is paying, but we are working on the arrangements of how we're going to accommodate our community, given that we've got two big communities, who love the game. Obviously, we are going to have huge crowds, like
Yeah.
what you guys have said. So we are working on modalities to make sure everything goes on smoothly. We accommodate almost everyone who wants to come and witness this historic match. To me, it's very historic. This match is historic. It's two giants colliding with massive
Oh,
support. Yeah.
Okay. Like we know security will be in place, and we've commended the area of refereeing, but we want you as the chairman to remind followers watching now, uh, of how significant that particular aspect is when you talk about refereeing, because if you are to have a peaceful match without any fracas, the referee has a great role to play. So what should we expect from the referees on Saturday?
We are working with the referees coordinator, and we will impress upon the coordinator that he has to choose his best referees for this. We've seen some. We can even make recommendations for these matches, or for this match, so that everything goes on smoothly, and we don't want too much crying from the other side for unfair refereeing. And he has to brief his referees of our expectations, like what we've been doing this year. Whenever there's an area where people are complaining, we always had a chat with the referees coordinator and say, hey, look, people are complaining about ABCD. This ref isn't good. This ref is good. So we want this. So we are going to weigh in very much here to make sure the refs who are coming are good.
Okay. All right. Now let's talk about the time. What are the scheduled time for the matches? Because we know there will be like five or so, six finals on the day. So
Yeah, we got five finals. So we
and
start
so
nine.
there going to be a third place match?
Definitely no. It's never been popular.
Okay.
Sorry, I'm announcing it here, but we're going to write to the teams. It's never been popular. Yeah,
Okay.
no
So
one
it means
really
it's going to
likes
be
it.
five matches.
No, because we've got juniors now. The juniors will repress that unpopular match. It's never popular. We struggle to get the two teams to play, so we can't continue on this path. Yeah.
All right. Okay. All right. So what are the scheduled time for the five
It's
finals?
not 100% what I'm going to say here, but we are trying to say 9, 11, 1, 3:30, and 6:30. But you see, we hear about other things which might, be beyond our control. So there could be some slight changes, but basically these are the program times.
So we might see the senior male side playing at six. Probably it's just a predicted time, not the actual time.
Yeah, but roughly that's how we want the things to go.
Okay, and the female will play at three.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. Bernard. So in terms of incentive or like prize money and trophies, what have you put together for the winners and runners up?
W- Well, we are trying to make them happy. So, but obviously, we can't
What do you
divulge.
mean make them happy?
Very
All right, you
happy.
need to make us
They
happy
have to
too
be the
because
happiest.
we work hard.
They have to be the happiest. But obviously, we can't divulge here. We are still working on how much we can do, give them, whoever wins, Yeah, but this is something good. They will appreciate it.
So
Okay.
what do I receive? How do you make me happy
We'll
for
make you
commenting?
happy, Dopeii. We'll make you guys here. We'll make everyone happy this year.
No worries.
As I
We
said,
can't
it's
wait.
a historic. It's a historic final.
Definitely. It's
Yeah.
gonna
Are
be.
you
It's
sending
gonna
us
be something.
beer in the commentary decks? Because
After,
I don't
now
drink
that
beer. I don't drink beer. I don't know
after,
for Dopey.
No,
no,
I
But
don't
after,
drink. I
Bernard,
don't drink.
I don't know about Dopey and Bernard. I don't drink beer.
No. I mean
no,
apple
no,
juice.
after we
Apple
take
juice.
you guys away to some place, because
Oh
we
yeah,
that
Uh-huh.
somewhere
because we
else.
don't allow beer in that place. So beer and
Okay,
smoking are
so we'll go
prohibited.
somewhere
Yeah,
else. We'll
we
find
go
somewhere else
somewhere.
in Bangkok.
No worries. As long as there's food, I'm there.
Yeah, but like what I said, it will be a carnival.
All right.
It's
Okay.
gonna be good.
So it's been
Yeah.
an amazing season, and we're expecting the best on Saturday because there will be guests, there will be people coming to watch for the first time. There will be people who want to see what we Africans have to offer or show. And because we're always proud of soccer, we always say soccer is our game, and that's what we like. So we need to show our best. Then I trust the two teams that are into the finals for the senior men's category, because I know for sure a lot of people will be behind South Sudan, knowing their records and how they play, but you can't rule Sierra Leone out. We've seen how they've performed throughout this tournament. Like I said earlier, a lot of people rule them out earlier, including myself. A lot of us rule them out, yeah, because there's a lot of some, we can't say it here, but like they've proven people wrong. Now it's up to them to go and grab the trophy. So we're watching on Saturday. Thanks, guys. Today, like I said, we dedicated the show to the Africa Cup. That's why we don't have many viewers from Sierra Leone, because we don't talk enough Creole today.
No.
But before we go, Dopeii, your team Chelsea and my team Manchester United, what's happening? I watched Manchester before going to church this morning. I was disappointed.
I'm on holiday.
Yeah,
I'm on
I
holiday
was in church smootering. I was in church doing like this
I'm on holiday
because I was
from
upset.
Chelsea.
Yeah,
I'll be back next year. Yes, I
you
won't go holiday.
resign. You resign from
I don't resign. I don't holiday. I come back next. Well, come on, Salone. I don't refresh the brain. I don't enjoy. I don't get a nice. I come back to Chelsea matter. And Chelsea matter. It back on the list because we go win one game. Play fine.
This why they go get a nice on our baby business.
No, not to baby. I think it's just good number for cool off. You need for cool off. You know, you had to work.
Coffee order this salon, Coffee order this salon. I may not see Bobo so Benteke, they under coffee order.
You might not go to cafe today.
All right, okay. All right, as we're rounding up now, Bernard, what will be your roundup message, and what's your expectation from the fans, as they also have great role to play if we are to have a successful outcome of all the 5 finals that we'll be playing on Saturday? Especially the senior male final, because that will have all the crowd behind them.
I just want to thank the community, the teams, and everyone who's been supporting us, our partners, Sydney Wanderers, and those who have made this possible, helping us in all the things we needed. And I also urge them to be peaceful. You know, there's no loser at the end of the day. We are all winners, so no one is going to lose. And I can only tell the community that they must expect fireworks. From these two teams, I can see really good football, but at the same time, we are planning a carnival for them so that it's a day for them to remember.
All right, so I'm putting on my carnival shoe and bringing everything. So because after the final, it's a carnival.
Thank you.
Don't go home after the final. There will be a carnival.
All right. Thank you,
Bernard. Thank you for joining us. Dopeii, lastly, we see Sierra Leone players that we play, now in various clubs, and some get good performance. We see Santigi Koroma big play full 90 minutes for a team. Sim Rip FC as then draw 1-1 against National Football Club. And we also see Mustafa Bundu being found the back of the net against Stoke City now the English Championship, who side it be score now then 2-1 win. It being scored inside the 43 minutes of action. And also we see Abdul Jaju Kabia will be there in action for Apoel Saba during their 1-0 victory against Apoel Ramat Gang, the legal unit inside Israel. And so many of the players then play, especially the one that they close to the national team where they can call, they be play inside this weekend. Waiting now you take Dopeii about the development of the players there.
Thank you, Maggie. It's good, a good way, now this is the thing we'll be complaining about, the player the way that they call for national team. We don't know who side they play. We don't know if they play. We don't know if they're consistent, if they score, if they're performing at the various clubs. Now that we're having some bit of an insight of waiting did they do and the team and if they play and all that stuff, it's been fantastic. So even the national team selectors, the coach, the panel can look into bringing or putting together a best or a good team for the next qualification. Because as we look at it right now, we still get chance for qualify out of that group stage. We don't draw one, we don't lost one. So we still, have a couple games to go. So if you can put together a strong squad and call players like Mustafa, you can see Mustafa we get injury, hamstring injury, don't come back. He plays in Portsmouth. I have a lot of friends, that from England. They tell me about the guy. He says, I will get one Salone guy to play for Portsmouth. So he's loved in the community in Portsmouth. Mustafa, he's been integrated into that team. He's done well. He's been performing great. Usman Kake also, obviously playing for the likes of QPR. A youngster, grew up in England, obviously representing Sierra Leone.
We get Alex Bangura also way net in first goal for Middlesbrough. It's one of the game that
Middlesbrough. So we get another player. So we have a lot of players. We don't begin get player the way they play at the championship level of the English league system.
One step more to the Premier,
which is now which now just one letter no more to the Premier League. At the end of the day, if this player then clubs then do very well, we go see them in the Premier League, like we see the likes of Kyrie, they play for Norwich, and also they play for Middlesbrough before they get relegated. So it's fantastic to see these players play, week in and week out that in team, and I hope and pray, say the selectors, the national team, they watch this player then. So when they come for pick player then for can represent the country, when they pick player the way people don't always know how they perform. They pick player that will know say, yes, this player they will go and do the job.
Yeah. All right, Dopeii, thank you. Bobo Nana, I come on that coffee order. I don't come. Ben take it.
I will call him.
Nana, it's your morning.
I go sleep.
So, Bernard, we are having a curfew in Sierra Leone. We are under a curfew. There was a fail, according to the government. There was a fail. Coup d'etat last week Sunday. So the people are under curfew. So they have certain times they will be out, and they have to be indoors in a particular time as well. But it's all good.
Let's pray
as long as they stay safe. I want to say, so the Africa Cup is not only about football. Last year we saw a player that actually how they call it, proposed to his girlfriend, and they got married last Saturday.
Yeah, of course. That was beautiful. We made it.
Proposed.
Huh?
Mark, you forgot?
Mark.
Mark.
The proposal was done.
Never know. Hey, Mr. Bernard, there might be another proposal on Saturday.
Tell us. We can always expose those.
I mean, any woman come first before they propose.
Tell us, we can expose. We can, give those.
No. We don't. I don't want, like you said. I don't want to review too much. We'll wait for Saturday.
Dopeii, you guys have to pay for the world view if you are proposing, because it will be a worldwide view. So the funniest thing, someone came to me and the person was like, why did Mark propose publicly and now he's getting married? If he forgot to invite some of us that were part of that proposal. I was like, well, the proposal was for the world. The marriage is for family and friends.
Okay, yeah, of course.
All right, guys. Thank you for joining today. Thanks, Bernard. We'll see you on Saturday. And I'll message you later about what we talked yesterday. And then we'll see how best we prepare for Saturday. And then we can show our talents to the world again. Thank you, Dopeii, for all your support. I'll chat with you later and see how we can prepare for Saturday. Nico, Dopeii, no say Nico na commentator.
And Nico one can say no. Nico,
if you commentate one game be the way you know they can commentate.
I do me work.
All right, guys. Bye. Thank you. See you later.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Mr. Bernard.
Bye. Yeah.